Days of Our Lives spoilers, October 8th. A heart-wrenching farewell. Is Holly Jonas leaving Salem for good? The gentle, artificial breeze that rustles the leaves in Salem's town square seems to carry a heavier weight this October. There's a palpable shift in the air, a chilling premonition that the familiar tapestry of lives in this small town is about to be irrevocably altered. At the center of this impending storm is Holly Jonas, a young woman whose journey from troubled teen to a soul-seeking redemption has captivated viewers. Now, as the calendar turns to October 8th, Days of Our Lives delivers an episode that isn't just a plot point, it's a potential watershed moment. The question on every fan's lips is a painful one. Is Holly leaving Salem? The answer, it seems, is not a simple yes or no. It's a complex, emotional maelstrom that threatens to tear apart the very fabric of the Horton and Brady families. The events of October 8th are not born in a vacuum. They are the devastating culmination of a chain reaction set off by Holly's own actions and the relentless, often brutal, machinery of consequence in Salem. The unraveling, a glimpse into October 8th's emotional quake. The episode opens not with a bang, but with a heavy silence in the Brady pub. Nicole Dimera, whose maternal love for Holly has been her guiding star through countless darknesses, sits clutching a cup of tea she has no intention of drinking. Her eyes are red raw, a testament to a sleepless night spent wrestling with an impossible choice. Across from her, Eric Brady, a man whose own path to grace was paved with stumbles, wears an expression of profound sorrow. They are waiting, and the waiting is its own special kind of torture. The source of their anguish is the impending sentencing hearing for Holly. Her involvement with a dangerous drug, Demerine, and the subsequent fallout that nearly claimed lives has left the legal system with little room for leniency. The district attorney, a newcomer to Salem with no sentimental attachment to the town's tangled history, is pushing for a harsh punishment, framing Holly as a privileged heiress who played with fire and nearly burned the whole city down. Meanwhile, in a sterile conference room, Holly sits with her lawyer, her usual defiance replaced by a hollow-eyed resignation. She wears a simple, conservative dress, a sartorial plea for mercy. The spark of rebellion that once defined her is gone, extinguished by the cold reality of handcuffs and court orders. "I just want it to be over," she whispers, a line that will undoubtedly shatter viewers' hearts. The courtroom scenes are a masterclass in tension. Judge Carson, a stern but fair presence, listens intently as the DA lays out the state's case, painting a picture of reckless endangerment and a blatant disregard for the law. He highlights the near-fatal overdose of Tate Black and the broader corruption of Salem's youth, arguing that a message must be sent. Then, it's the defense's turn. What follows is a parade of character witnesses that reads like a who's who of Salem nobility. John Black, his voice gravelly with emotion, speaks of Holly's fundamental goodness and the immense pressure of growing up in the shadow of the Dimera legacy. Marlena Evans, in her calm, therapeutic tone, testifies to Holly's genuine remorse and her ongoing commitment to therapy, diagnosing the actions as a cry for help from a girl lost in the wake of family tragedies. But the most powerful testimony comes from an unexpected source, Teresa Donovan. Fighting back tears, Teresa does not make excuses for her son Tate's involvement. Instead, she speaks directly to Holly's humanity. "She made a terrible mistake," Teresa admits, her voice trembling. "But she saved my son's life when it mattered most. She came to us. She warned us. She got him help. That doesn't erase her crime, but it speaks to her character. Punish her, yes, but don't destroy her." The entire courtroom holds its breath as the final plea is made by Nicole. Stepping onto the stand, she bares her soul. She speaks of the joy of becoming Holly's mother, of the struggles, the fears, and the unconditional love. "She is my daughter in every way that matters," Nicole declares, her voice breaking. "She is not a menace to society. She is a lost girl who found her way back, and she needs guidance, not a cage. Please, Your Honor, I am begging you, give her a chance to prove she can be the woman I know she is." The verdict and the impossible choice. Judge Carson's face is an unreadable mask as he delivers his ruling. He acknowledges the severity of the crime and the DA's valid concerns. He then acknowledges the powerful testimonials and Holly's youth. The sentence he delivers is a complex one. A lengthy period of probation, thousands of hours of community service, and mandatory continued counseling. But it's the final stipulation that sends a shockwave through the room. Citing the toxic environment and negative influences that contributed to her downward spiral, the judge orders that Holly be removed from Salem. She is to be enrolled in a strict, private rehabilitation and educational boarding school in Switzerland, effective immediately. Her probation is contingent on her remaining there, isolated from the dramas of her past, for a minimum of 2 years. For Nicole and Eric, it's a gut-wrenching victory. She's avoiding prison, but she's being exiled. The choice is now Holly's. Accept this path to eventual freedom and a clean record, or appeal and risk a much harsher sentence, including hard time in a state penitentiary. The final act of the October 8th episode takes place at the Salem airport, a location steeped in the history of tragic goodbyes and joyful returns. This one feels definitively tragic. Holly, dressed in civilian clothes for the last time, is surrounded by her family. The goodbyes are tearful and fraught with unspoken emotion. She embraces Teresa, a silent thank you passing between them. She shares a long, heartfelt hug with John and Marlena, promising to make them proud. When she turns to Eric, the man who has become a steadfast father figure, she simply says, "Thank you for believing in me." His response, a quiet, "Always, sweetheart, we'll be here," is a beacon of hope in the overwhelming gloom. But it's the final moment with Nicole that will be etched into Days of Our Lives history. The two women cling to each other, sobbing, their tears saying everything the words cannot. "This isn't goodbye," Nicole whispers fiercely, clutching Holly's face. "This is, see you later, you are going to get through this, and you are going to come back to me. You are my daughter. Always. I love you, Mom." Holly replies, her voice small and broken. With one last, longing look, Holly turns and walks down the jet bridge, her shoulders slumped but her head held high. She does not look back. As the gate closes, Nicole collapses into Eric's arms, her world once again shattered. Is this truly the end for Holly? In the world of soap operas, no departure is ever truly final. A "see you later" is always a promise. The nature of Holly's exit, alive, healthy, and with a clear path for return, is the show's creative way of writing out the character while leaving the door wide open. This storyline serves multiple purposes. It provides a powerful, socially relevant arc about addiction and consequence. It gives Nicole and Eric a monumental emotional trial to navigate together, potentially strengthening their bond. It also creates a vacuum, a Holly-shaped hole in Salem that will be felt in storylines for months to come. Will Holly Jonas return? Almost certainly. Perhaps in a year or two, we will see a transformed young woman step off a plane in that same airport, educated, sober, and ready to reclaim her life. She could return as a brilliant psychologist following in Marlena's footsteps, or a savvy businesswoman ready to take on the Mera empire. The possibilities are endless. For now, however, the October 8th episode of Days of Our Lives is a poignant and powerful farewell. It's a reminder that sometimes the path to salvation requires a painful exile. Holly's journey toward the woman she is meant to be has begun, but it's a journey she must take far away from the home she loves. Salem will feel emptier without her, but the hope for her return is a seed that has been carefully planted, waiting for the right moment to bloom.